all the way. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you. We're going to fade to black, or out of black in a second here. Yeah. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me. Bitcoin bouncing strong off 110,800 about all the way back to 112,000. Is this the bounce we've all been waiting for? Is this credible? Are we going to continue a move here? Let's get the music back up and running. Shout out to all the awesome people here on the stream. We love you. We appreciate you. Let's jump on into BTC and see what's happening to Bitcoin. I was looking at this. Could it cross the 200? Funny, I just made this flag. How funny is this, man? I just drew this flag on the 30-second. I'm like, we got to get above the 30-second 200 moving average. We got to see if we can break above this flag, and then boom. Crazy. I didn't even check on it. I was putting my suit on, getting ready for the stream, and boom. I get back and Bitcoin pumps again the second I go live. It seems like Bitcoin pumps every single time I go live. And there's my strategy right there, but on the 30-second. See, I had to rewind it back because the 1 minute wasn't giving me the sauce. So I checked on the 30-second, and there we are, making the flag with the 21, approaching the 200. And then we get the ejection to the upside. It happens over and over again. I don't know why. I figured it out. This is some type of strange algorithm that's always seems to be applied, and it's always hanging out there. I don't understand, but it does what it does, and I've seen it so many times. Now we seem to have double topped on the 30-second at this $112,000 level. We've been here many, many times. So, only time will tell. We will see where we go from here, but ain't too shabby, right? It's not too bad. Let's see if we can continue these flags on the 30-second. That's now like really if we can do that. I know it's crazy, but that's like how we could build a way out of here. I don't know why Alt-T is not giving me the sauce all of a sudden. There you go. I don't know what was going on there. We had a technical difficulty. So yeah, you're seeing if, maybe the 30-second can make us a flag. And why the 30-second? I just go to the time frame that's going to give me the sauce. Sometimes it's, it's usually not the 30-second. Only 1 out of like 100 days do I usually have to use the 30-second, or maybe 3 out of 100 days, let's just say. It's rare. Once a month, twice a month. But today it looks like the 30-second may be our guy, right? We get this tight price action and we get to move back up here to 113,000 BTC. Interesting, right? Beautiful flag last night that they did not let me get the game on. And I wanted to get that perfect pump to the upside. Did not get it. But you know what? We'll see if we can make some gains today here on the stream. It is our favorite day to trade, right? Today's a beautiful day. It is 10:15. It's 10:16 on 10:15. We almost got it. And I am drinking coffee. You know what that means. Anything could happen today when Sam's drinking coffee. We can get crazy over here. So here we are. Beautiful kind of, look at this double bottom here too on the 30-second chart. The flag's starting to play out pretty nicely here for Bitcoin. It looks somewhat doable. Let me check on my weeks account and see if this is something we can jump into on the 1 minute. 1 minute is flagging above the 200 moving average. That's a beautiful trade right there for a Wednesday. I could do two things. I could wait and get tighter for the 21 to touch, which is the smart idea. Or I can get in now and attempt to front run. I like to front run for you guys to give, that feeling. Well, let's see, man. 115, 111.523. I can see it out of the corner of my eye there. And I skipped a 1. I see it. And very important, see this when we pull? We're going 1,000 for 3,700. Makes sense, right? That would make sense to me. It's a Wednesday, so I like price action. It's my model. Let me see if I can just wait for the perfect timing here to jump on in, but I like what I'm seeing so far. We got the reversal. The 30-second did what it was supposed to. We flooded the shorts. Now we got to see if we can consolidate. We consolidate. We're getting ready for the next lift to the upside. Remember, buying red candles is the key. Getting used to buying red is important. Let's see here. I like where we're at on this. See if we come down a little closer to that 21. Wait for the 21 to interact. It would be the smart move. If you're just new, my name's Sam Price. I'm trading many days here. I sometimes trade live, sometimes I don't. It all depends on the day. Right now, I am looking at a trade. I like Wednesdays, good liquidity. Wednesdays and Tuesdays from 7 a.m. to about 12 is probably one of my favorite times to trade, as well as Monday night, Tuesday night, and Wednesday night. But right now, yeah, we're watching a possible reversal. If we can flag out above the 200 moving average with the 21-day, something I backtested year after year, time after time, on multiple time frames. Plays out over and over again, seems to just do what it does. And I backtested every asset that ever pumped in the history of pumps, and they all did exactly what we're seeing now, right? Okay. So I hesitated on the entry there because I wanted to see us touch that 21. We just did. Now, this is the answer. If we lose the 200 and go back, this is a lackluster fake pump. If we get the bounce, this is what we're looking for. Legendary call would be to enter right now. High risk, though. It would have been so nice if we went more sideways and pulled the 21 up with us. That is a lower risk entry. It just gives you a higher probability that you're not dumping, right? It says, hey, I'm going sideways. I'm not going down. I mean, that's simply what it means. There's a battle right here. 21 touching the 200. Above the 200, this is it. This would be a key area, but very high risk for sure. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. God bless you. Please subscribe. This is a mom and pop shop. Me and my wife build this together with our team, and it all started kind of just doing our thing. Am I going to enter there on that little pump? It was a fake out. Look at this. And this has been treachery trading the smaller time frames today. They went after up and down on the 30 seconds. So I'm being careful here. No reason to give away a G for no reason. The lower we get, the better the call, though. We're starting to have to risk less for more. The closer you can get to the 200 moving average, I found, the better off you are. It also feels more risky. It's usually there's dumpage, so there's high emotions near the 200. It goes hand in hand. That's why trading near the 200 is something that I love to do. So I'm gonna attempt to snipe that. Let's see. Oof. High fee and high. Oof. Let's see here. The battle here at the 200 moving average. It's like either we do or we don't. That's why I kind of like it. It's like you trade it, you lose, you move on. You don't lose, you go home. Well, you don't lose, you win, right? It's just like a battle right here. I can't watch. Let's do the top-down analysis and come back to this. I can't stand watching those. Oh, look at that. So funny to see. But let's take a look at what happened on the bigger time frames here for Bitcoin. Ooh, struggling right now as I see it. No. Anyway, we'll check on it. Let's do my job here, which is my top-down analysis, while we let that cook. So the weekly chart showing at least some signs of life with a bit of a tweezer bottom. We need that. We need some type of love here. We need a red candle and then another green candle next to it. We need some type of behavior like this, right? We need to show there's a wick on the weekly candle. That's how a weekly candle builds its way out, is through a wick. So we must get the wick. It's something that has to happen, okay? Very, very important. Let me get that link out to the trading group. I know sometimes I forgot there. Should have a way of just swinging it out there anyway. But shout out to everybody. We are live, baby. And shout out to everybody here on the live. God bless you all. Shout out to Wayne. We love you, Wayne. Shout out to all the beautiful people here in the trading group. Thank you for jumping on in and being positive every single day. 119,500 resistance. But then we got this beautiful kind of support zone around 108,000, 109K. So as long as we stay above 109, we're all right. We can charge back up to 119. Once we lose 109, we're going to be in some trouble. That's when things aren't going to be too pretty. We're going to, that's when I would be like, ooh. So we don't want to be closing weekly candles below 109. So far, we could dig our way out of this some way, somehow, even though it's not perfect. So the weekly. And the monthly really is the most, the one we keep looking at that like literally could still be inside some type of bull pennant here, see? And breaking out to the upside. And I go over this all the time, that your measured move here on the monthly, somewhere about 165,000. It says it would take till May though, right? So I think a lot of people can overshoot where Bitcoin can go. A lot of people keep saying, by end of the year, 400,000. There's a lot of craziness. If you go on crypto Twitter, it's insanity. And I'm open-minded, just like anything could happen when we went down. Anything could happen on the way up. I'm open-minded, but man, I think it's better off to have a realistic approach and be pleasantly surprised. And, Bitcoin's been pretty real. I can go over all the facts, but it's been pretty real. So look, we're in kind of this here now. We're starting to make a bit of a symmetrical triangle here for Bitcoin. Right? And that's it. If you have 2 or 4 touches, that's a trend. So that's definitely a trend line up. And if you have 2 to 3 touches here, that's a trend line on the downside. And when the 2 trend lines touch, you have yourself a shape. So that's kind of what we're looking at here for Bitcoin. And can we bounce off the bottom of the trend line? Back up here and just get tight and break out. Can Bitcoin finally get very, very tight here and break out? But it says it won't break out somewhere until the first week of December. It's like we need that extra rate cut or something crazy. And let's take a look at the percentages. I'm pretty sure they're high. Everything's going in 14 days. We have our next meeting. It's 96% that we're going to get a cut. So they're going to cut the rate yet again. Okay, the current 400 to 425, they're going to cut it 375 to 400. That's what's on the table. Can we get the bounce? 5-day chart looking okay. 3-day chart looking okay. And does the 3-day chart still have hidden bullish divergence? It technically kind of does. Right here, it has the beginnings of hidden bullish. It's pretty flat. While that still stays to the upside, there's a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance. There is a chance. If we can close this with a wick, we could possibly get a tweezer bottom back to the upside here on the 3-day chart. And the daily. See, the daily basically has shoulder, head, right shoulder, bearish to me, right? But we defied a head and shoulder. Remember the other day here, this kind of one. We ended up ripping to the upside, and all the shorts that took that head and shoulder got wrecked. It'll be awesome if everyone builds a short up here, and we just come right up and grab them to the upside. My system will tell you not to short the market based on how the 200 moving averages moves through the smaller time frames. A lot of people just will never be able to see that or know that. Even if they studied it with me once or twice, they would forget or they wouldn't be able to handle it. It takes a seasoned mind to really get it and really do it all the time. And it's because it's hard work, it's hard labor to kind of, basically hand pick through those moving averages on many time frames. But my golly gee oh my, it'll show you the sauce. It'll change your life if you stick with it. I'd rather work so hard at something most people can't do because I don't want to do something everybody's doing. Because that's not going to make it, that's not going to give it value, right? The harder it is for the average person to figure out, the more value. And again, it doesn't mean I can't teach you. I can teach you the big beginnings, but I want to bring you on a high-end advanced level. Of course, it's going to take you some time. I'd lie if I told you that it's going to be easy to get at the trading level that I found. It's going to take you some time. I think 4 to 5 years to really feel amazing at it doesn't mean you can't start making gains. Again, and I'm not a financial advisor. I just, to feel so confident that things start to make so much sense all the time. Like right now, this is a head and shoulder. The measured move, 68% of the time, is to the downside. That tells us that we're likely going somewhere down to 106,600. But does that mean we're going there for sure? No. TA is not guaranteed. Let's break, now I'm going to break it down. But right now, it's more bearish than bullish. You definitely have to get above the resistance on the 4-hour time frame that created the right shoulder at 113,000. That's been a nail in our shoe here. We got to get above it. So right now, I'd have to say it's more likely we dump than pump. Descending triangle, somewhat. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. It doesn't look good to me. I don't know what to tell you, but it doesn't look good to me. They own 11 patents on graphene manufacturing process. Graphene is promising new material. Yeah, graphene 100%. I'll take a look at that. Thank you, HGRAF. Appreciate that, man. That's some good insight. I think you're onto something there. I was into talking about graphene literally 5 years ago with somebody and how it was going to be used all over the place. Yeah. No, I'm not even lying, though. It's funny. Graphene, this guy at my job was bringing it up. He's really into it. The editor that I was hanging out with, Chris. Hope he's doing all right. Dude was a nice dude, actually. Smart guy. Missed that dude. Oversold, stochastic, turning RSI, MACD flipping up, right? I mean, those are promising signs of a possible higher low here on the 1 hour time frame. Bitcoin just starts to wreck the shorts, right? And go all the way back to the upside. If you look at it, look, shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. It's a complex inverted, a slanted, drunken, complex inverted head and shoulder. Say that 3 times. A slanted, drunken, complex inverted head and shoulder. So you're telling me there's a chance? And I've seen this before. You have the shoulder head, you have kind of a head and shoulder down, you have it inverted the other way. How do you know what to do? That's when you use the stochastics and the moving averages. So, you look at the point of control here. You kind of start seeing what's happening and where you're at. Begin to build the bridge and the identity of what you're seeing. Amen, right? So let's kind of fast forward. Let's go deeper now into the 15-minute. All day. So once we lost the 200 moving average, we got the bump up. But resistance could not break back above the 200. Could not get back above local resistance, $113,076. Oh, no, 598. Yeah, 113,598. Yeah. Just resistance. And look how the 200 moving average kind of just corralled us down. Rounded tops do not pay the bills. That's a rounded top. If you grab the arc or the curve here and you go left, it'll round out left. Isn't that cool? If you go right, it will round out right. So like if you go this way, it'll go this way. But if you go that way, it'll go that way. Aha. But anyway, that's not what you know what I mean? That's ugly. You kind of see a lot of tops. You see kind of head and shoulder, double top. Ugliness. Move to the 5-minute. We battled the 200. Couldn't get above. We got above it there, but could not hold. And here we are with the 1 minute in a flag. And we were about to enter that trade. I decided to wait. Sorry, my hand skipped a beat there. We decided to wait, right? And here we are kind of watching to see if we can bull flag above the 200 and get out of this mess with a massive move. I mean, it's crazy. I'm drawing a very exaggerated pole, but I've seen this happen. When the pole's that long, I've seen a huge move. 113.3. Look at 113.333. That's crazy. But that's the area that we're really looking for. So let's take a look at this now. Oh, so I did make the trade. Crazy. I did make the trade. And I'm still in there. Oh, yeah. I was like, I'm still in that trade. Crazy. So let's kind of rework what I'm looking at. And this whole thing is going to have to return, man. Dang. So we're seeing if we can bull flag to the upside. I need some whales to whale in right now to keep us from losing that 200 moving average. We got to whale in. They might snipe me and then continue to pump this game because it looks, I feel like I got the direction. I just may not have the right trade, which happens sometimes. Look at the bounce right on and this is where we were yesterday. I made the same trade yesterday off the 200 moving average. Exact same scenario. Similar idea here. 2 days in a row, who knows? They played games right here for a while, a few minutes in a row until they really are able to bounce it off. Oh my gosh, I can't look. 3. It's everywhere today. And it looks like my luck is due. Been hitting too much of the stream. They're going to cut me. No. Whale in. Somebody whale in for me. 100 whales, whale in. Whale in with everything you've ever had. It's the greatest price on earth. The 200 moving average on the higher low. Probability tells you it's a great time. Seriously. Buy my stop loss. Oh my gosh, no. Why do you have to make me look so stupid today? Make me look smart. I'm supposed to look smart. I'm dressed up nice and everything. Come on. Dang it. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on. Get back above that sweet, sweet, sweet yellow line. Come on, sweetie. Don't do it to me. Not today, baby. Not today. Another day, but not today. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe Friday, but not today. Come on. Come on. Come on, Bertha. Come on, Jolie. Come on, girl. Oh, no. Clothes are ready. Ooh, tweeze a bottom on me, baby. Tweeze a bottom on me. Hold that tight. Let's hold that tight. Let's hold that nice and tight for the rest of the day. Let's that be the high of the day, of the higher low. Daily bottom was in. Let's rip ski to the up ski. Come on. Oh, no. You had me at a low there. You had me at a low, Green Candle. It looks so good to me. Oh. Oh. Oh, my gosh. And I'm done. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. Stay away. Oh, my God. Come on, bro. Oh, my gosh. Stay off of me. Yo, come on, man. Oh. Oh. They're making it insane. How you gonna, this is just, the volatility is crazy today. And then just gonna come cook me. How you gonna wick it that close and then cook someone anyway? It's just so crazy, right? Look, you just cooked me by an edge. Just blip. Oh. Wednesdays, man, not giving me the love. There was my signal too. I traded it well and good, and I lost like a winner. You know what I mean? I didn't keep chasing. I didn't get liquidated. Dang, account's still doing well. We have enough in the kitty to fight back. 21K, we're all right. But dang, man, you're vibing with the stream so far. Bless that button real quick. God bless the lifers. Thank you so much, man. How you gonna wick me out like that? So grimy. So grimy. But let's get back. Bitcoin doesn't look good. That was its chance right there to win. It had a chance to win just like yesterday, the day before. And honestly, when you're in reversals, when you have a bullish moment, things are starting to go your way. You're going to get this pump above that. That's what's, you know, I've based the whole trading kind of platform off to getting that move. Now, I guess there's a chance we could, you know, get us back inside, and they just, you know, either everyone trades my strategy now and they're ripping us, setting up a trap. I may have called that daily bottom and they just sniped me. Look at the snipers. Tough, man. It's okay. I know what I traded, and I traded it well. I lost like I was supposed to lose. You see what I'm saying? Like, stuck to my guns, did what I had to do. I had a feeling, though, too. My trader instinct told me it was iffy. It was a bit sketchy. This whole week's been sketchy. You're all here to learn. Take notes. This will be a test later. Haters will be gone. Yeah, have no stress, man. I don't even think about haters anymore. I don't even know what a hater is and a hater does. Now you're below the 200 moving average, so price action's a little sketch. You see, on the 1 minute, that was our chance, man. Beautiful little bull flag. It faked it out, looked pretty nice. There's still a chance here, but it's looking more bearish to me. I'd stay zoomed out here on this 4-hour time frame, and I'd be really watching this head and shoulder pattern here. Right now, it does look like that's going to be the one that's going to dump you. I'd hope not. It would be awesome. I'm a perma bull at heart, but as a trader, I take it exactly what it is. You know, like if I see bear, I call bear. Beautiful move. Look at that huge gap in the VRVP. If we could, you know, that was so important that we got above that 116,000. A lot of chop right there. We had it. You know, too many people took profits there. sent us careening down again. Like it was, oh man. And things were looking good even last night. We had a promising flag. So we had bullish moves even this morning. The moves that usually move us back. You guys watch us do the reversal all the time. What I just traded happens to pump all the time. Like I'm disappointed that it didn't pump right now. I'm like, come on. And we did it yesterday. It pumped beautifully. Same exact thing. We did it, right? We went somewhere over here. The bounce off the 200 moving average on the 1 minute, and it was awesome. I think it was either right there. I don't want to sit there spending an hour looking for it, but it was pretty clean. Right here. I think it was more like right. I think it was like right there. 5 o'clock, no. Sunday. Monday at 1. Right there. Was that the one we caught? 9:30? No. 12 o'clock. Boom, boom, boom. Maybe that was it there. The 1:15.5. Anyway, everybody saw it. It was an awesome stream yesterday. And we got what we got. Bagged it to the upside. Can Bitcoin get this move? Look at it. Showing signs of a move back to the upside. Sniping Sammy live. The leverage masters sniping me live. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. Can we stay inside this and get a move here? This is Bitcoin's chance to shine, baby. Come on, Bitcoin. Come on, baby. Can you save us today? Can you make a bullish move to the upside and stop playing games? They're like, man, he's on to us again. We're going to have to shake him off. The lifer knows what's going to happen. All right. You get above that 200 moving average and you move, we're going to be good. You don't, and we keep hitting, we keep resisting it though. See, we fell here, resistance there, resistance there. These 200s have been right here. Look, oh, every time we try to get back above a 200 moving average, it says no, 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 no. So again, I would stick to that 4-hour head and shoulder pattern. I would stay away from the small time frames. As you can see, I'm getting chopped up here. And let me be the one that gets chopped up so you don't have to. A tough day in trading already, as you can see, so be careful. Exactly. They say Crypto Ice Age, it feels like you're the only one buying these coins. I mean, that's how it should feel when nobody cares, right? So Fear and Greed Index back at 34. I mean, to me, that's a pretty good price for me to be DCing into BTC. Again, I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. Please get yourself a financial advisor. Do your own due diligence before getting into any project, coin, or trade. But man, look at the dumpage there. Below the 200 moving average. And when my trades get stopped out, it's bearish. You know, if that kept pumping, you'd know we'd be bullish. You know, it's pretty simple stuff, right? That 4-hour looks so whack. I have to be honest. And, you know, they'll fake a move, bring it up, fake a move. Right now, the highest, and again, everyone's like, oh, he's bearish, he's this. I'm nothing. Right now, I'm open-minded, complete computer bot, right? And the bot says, head and shoulder, 68% move to downside, you know? So, bang, like, you know, head and shoulder, 68% move to the downside, right? The universe is made of 1,000 different particles. No, but but seriously, clouds of gas moving at 1,000 miles an hour, flying into space nebulas and black holes. Altcoin bear market is very lonely feeling. Oh yeah, exactly. Selling alone too. Yep. So, I mean, it looks like we could go to 105,000. I'm not saying it's guaranteed. I don't want to be the perma bear here. But, I mean, look at the liquidity right down there. It matches the exact area that I have. If we matched the buy zone and the sell zone here with Bookmap, it's 106,000, look, 105.5. And look, 105,558 is my line. I mean, coincidence? I don't think so. So these are matched up. Showing a dump is likely coming. I tried to trade the only long that was going to be there today with some gusto. And I took a hit. So there we have it. Took a beat down. 105,463. would be our next, to me, would be the biggest target. I'm not saying it's guaranteed. There's a chance we don't get, we get back above good. But again, the whole thing you got to get above the 200 on the 1 minute or it's not happening. We had a chance. Like we already had as much, like when you get this move, usually boom, the bots eat that up. We get the move to the upside. So it's not looking amazing here. I have to be honest. Looks like we may have to experience some lower areas of liquidity before Bitcoin has settled itself. I'd love to be wrong. Prove me wrong today, Bitcoin. Right? Am I going to short this? Highly unlikely. I told you I haven't been shorting a macro uptrend. I keep saying that over and over again. I guess the older you get, the more you're like, I'd rather just wait my turn. But it does look like there's some short money out here today. Look at the COAI, man. This thing just never stopped. I'm almost wondering if it's going to continue. I was looking at it when it was just sticking out because Token Metrics had it for us. We went over it. Remember? I don't know if you remember, but we talked about this coin. Chain Opera AI, right? This thing was $9 like 2 days ago or even last night, I think. I mean, Tuesday at like 4 o'clock. Insanity, right? At 8 o'clock last night, it's $9. It's now 19. Had a crazy wick down to 16. Take out all the levies. But look at that thing. It looks like it could continue possibly to go. It's in a bit of a flag. I wouldn't touch it right now. It's a little too hot. But man, it's the hottest thing right now, and it's been ripping all night. Look at this thing. And I was looking at it right around somewhere here or here. Dang, man, COAI, or even right, I think it was right around here, about $9, and it had a crazy wild ride. And then look, it gets above the 200 moving average, right, which is the safe zone. I always talk about that. And then you wait for consolidation. If you want, this is the extra risky. This is less risky when the 21's above and you got the flag. This is what we just had for Bitcoin, but they decided to pull the rug on us. You see what I'm saying? Like, it was beautiful, but then no. Bitcoin was about to do damage, and they said, no, we're not going to let that happen today. Whoever had control over the supply or the price was able to pump it down and reject us off of that $112,000 level. Right? 1 hour even looks like it could continue to dump. Be careful. 15-minute look has a curved stochastic. And honestly, if you look at it, it almost has an elongated shoulder, head, right shoulder. You see that? You can now see it here on the RSI. And that could collapse on the stochastic. So I'm getting a lot of bearish signs for Bitcoin. And my system's able to call it pretty well here. It's like, I'll be like, oh, I'm long. If I went for the one long that I thought that looked like we were going to get. And I've made a valiant attempt to go with it. And we didn't get it. Should have went a lot shorter. I knew there was a very low probability. I don't know why I went so He-Man on it. Normally I do not. Someone said bouncy castle on the 41 minute. You're funny. The 41 minute. I'll look at the 33 minute. Not much different. I mean, look at it. I mean, you can see it all. Shoulder, head, and shouldery. Shoulder, head, and shouldery. That's about to be a bearish engulfer. Yeah, so I'm bearish for Bitcoin. Also can hang out and make a higher low here and dig its way out of here. This is its last chance. If it takes out these wicks, I mean, right? And the target is 105,481, 105.5. BOOKMAP also maps up with it. It's a heat map order book showing you where the most orders are. It's saying, hey, a lot of longs down there that went long late and think they can hang out, and they can easily get taken out. They're providing too much liquidity down there. And just like the shorts provide the pump to the upside, the longs provide the dump to the downside. Too many people long hanging out with emotions. They keep adding margin thinking, oh, I didn't get taken out. Or they got in on this crazy thing and they think they bought the dip on this crazy wick. They think it's been that easy. It hasn't. Those times are over where you can just throw money at a wick. You can throw money at a wick and get out, up here, like smart, and be you already took some profit. The people that think they bought the absolute bottom, this has been a market where I'm in and out, man. Anytime I'm almost in a leverage trade for more than 3 to 4 days, the risk is just goes up too high for me, and you've seen it. So I've been in and out on my leverage trades. I basically want to be, I'm a daytime leverage trader. I day trade it. Like I want to make it in, and I want to make a certain time amount a day and call it a day. You know what I'm saying? Look, this is a descending triangle to me too that also, offers a move down to 103. Again, I'm not trying to tell you I know what's going to happen. I'm just showing you the probabilities. Thank you for everything. I sent you an English, French, QC, Canadian on X. You look wonderful with your glasses, Crypto Jimbo. Thank you. God bless you, brother. I sent you an English, French, QC, Canadian. I don't know what that means, but God bless you. Yeah. Maybe there. Oh, you can tip on X too, right? Is that what he's saying? I think that's what he's saying. I have no idea. No clue. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on X. We appreciate you and we thank you. Study Caspa, which is interesting. I don't know. I guess they paid for, this is when people pay. You have to remember that. Like, when something trends, it's like they pay for the trend. All right. Yeah, weekly looks kind of shady. I have to be honest. Right? But follow me on X. You can see what I'm posting all day long. My ideas, hanging out with my buddies. You can see the backyard. Hang out. Just see what's up. See my smile. If you didn't get enough of the stream. All right. Well, look at the system working out right there to the upside. And this was just yesterday at about, 7 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock at night. And that thing went from $9 to $19. So there's still opportunity here in this market, despite what Bitcoin's doing. And remember, we went over this coin, COAI, in the token metric section last Saturday morning, I believe, if I'm correct. And, they do a good job. It's not easy. You have to be on it, right? But actually, or someone even super chatted this, but I went over this coin. And I was even looking at it myself. Trying to think when I first looked at it. I think it was in CryptoRank.io on the channel. But I know we've already been privy to this coin. We've known about it because I was looking at it. COAI. Let's see here. That always gets my goat. There we go. That's why. Yes, and people were all over it too. Be careful. Oh, wow. I see a lot of people talking about it here too on the live stream inside the trading group. COAI. Yeah, so I was looking at Chain Opera here on 10/8 when it was $3. All right, look at this. I gave a call at like $3. Chain Opera, COAI. This is on 10/8. All right, this is a week ago. And that call was somewhere like down here. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it was right here. And I believe that call you didn't get stopped out. Right there. It came right back to break even pretty close, but then it was gone. I mean, who would have held it that whole time? But that's a little, I think like a 5X right there from when I gave it. Insane. I mean, it went all the way up here on Wix too to that's insane, right? To 40. Imagine that. But I did put this out on 10/8. I really did. You can see it here. I say Chain Opera. This is high risk, high reward. Man, and again, how do I know? How do I find these coins? I just scan the market all day long, tirelessly, and literally pray that God, that like somehow, some way, I stay on point. I'm a leader of a trading group. Like I have to stay on point. It's like the leader of a tribe, man. They don't know how they stay the leader. They just have to. You stay the leader because you must be the leader. You have no choice. I dedicate day and night. My mind is always racing for this group. People would say, no, that's insane. It's like I'm working when I'm not working. I might be on the beach chilling with my mind, but I am grinding in my head almost all the time. It's a tireless job that never ends. I don't wish it on anybody. Like, I really running a trading group will be the most insane thing. It'd be almost like, I don't want to say a doctor on call because those people save people's lives, right? But it's a similar type of energy pull on you. Like you're always going to have a pull of energy on you. There's a bunch of people looking for what you're doing, looking for your updates, looking for what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy. It's not easy. Probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life, right? If I just ran the show and just did the show, fine. Unbelievable. But running the show is one life. You know, and being the personality on the stream and actually hitting the trades and showing stuff. And then running the trading group's a whole nother life. Like, it's 2 lives. And then running the company is another life. It's like, it's 3 lives in one. But again, I wouldn't have it any other way. It's a beautiful life, right? I'd like to juggle multiple lives in one life. I mean, this thing is crazy. I don't know what's going on with it. It kind of looks like it's doing an Adam and Eve, though. Right? Like, it could break out. I don't know, though. You got to... It's very high risk at this point. I'd be careful. To me, I think it's a little too high risk. Yeah. Called the COAI move yesterday on your live stream. Thank you so much, man. God bless you. You're a boss. As always, Sam, so much and that's another thing. See how he said he called it on the live? There's, you know, I can't call the whole market. It would be impossible for me, right? You see what I'm saying? Impossible. Impossible. Like, so that's why we do the stream every single day. There's someone out there that says something. Look at these comments. Look what people are saying. Look at this. Can you look at BOW USD? You know, who knows? That could be the biggest one. As always, so much gratitude. God bless you, that Blues guy, man. I love you. Shout out to DGen Zuri. Let's take a look at BOW USDT. And thank you so much for the super chats. So Bitcoin looks bearish to us. We have to be honest. It made lower highs. Looks like it's going to make a lower low in the trend. The 4-hour has spoken. And now we're just waiting for the trend to do its thing and make the lower low. It'll make a lower low, find out where it has to go, and then we'll go from there. But the odds are not in our favor for a pump to the upside for Bitcoin. It just is what it is. And we're looking at the only hottest coin in the game right now, COAI, Chain Opera AI. It's out of control. And people did look at it yesterday on the stream, and I looked at it. It's been intense. BOW Store, is that the same thing you're asking about here? BOBAO? Bitmart? I don't know much about this. It looks, wow, it went on a kind of tear early. I mean, it's got like no information. It's so early, man. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Zcash still holding gains in the last hour, up 8. And that's the one thing, you know, and this double zero I keep looking at that 2Z. Funny, Celestia about $1 like out of nowhere. And some green, but not much. You can see most altcoins down in the bigger picture. We'll take a look at those bubbles for you too and show you what's happening on the crypto bubbles. The original crypto bubbles, right? 4 up 15%. Recall, Cubic, and Giggle. So in the last hour, we're seeing sub movement. Recall, wow. In the last day, Recall. In the last week, you can just see it's kind of total detonation here on a lot of altcoins. Zen, the only thing up in the last week there. In the last month, something's still holding gains. Soon, as we've been playing soon on and off. It's been pretty interesting. QRL had that move. But the last year, we is still some winners, but not amazing, right? And so look at that, though. 4 and Giggle. And, you know, once Bitcoin bounces, you're going to be looking for whatever people are speculating on the hardest. I'll take you anywhere. And people speculate now as much as they could the stock market a little bit more. There's just more overlap than there ever was. So it's pretty interesting to see. So let's take a look at Giggle. So remember, last time I played Giggle 140, I got out of 153. I wanted to see it bounce, and I put my alerts. It sat here, but it fell off, retested, and then kind of just did not do the thing, right? We could extend it and say, okay, bounce then. It has a lot of liquidity. It's got some big people on Twitter that talk about it too, so it gets some love. You have to remember that. Always want to see where the attention flows, the money goes. So Giggle has that, you know, CZ. But again, if it loses this level, I mean, I don't see how Giggle can't drop to 80. It had a really fast run up. So you have to think about it. It may have to get a bigger move down. I like what I'm seeing here. Let me just delete everything and we're going to look at the bigger picture. So look at the daily, how far it is from that 21. And if we pull a fib, and again, I don't like to use the 21 when it's barely there. But there it is in the 12-hour time frame. And you can see, so now you can kind of start to see what we need to see. And so it's like this on the 12-hour. I like it. The bigger time frames aren't too scary. You know, I'd be looking at it on the 8-hour for the bounce. And honestly, that's a good impulse move right there. I'd take that wick, and it to me, it did bounce off the 618 and the 786 right there at 76. Slightly, and remember, this thing bounced when Bitcoin was delirious. And when Bitcoin took a pretty big dump, it held pretty nicely comparatively. I mean, Giggle, to me, I'm still on it. Like, I swung trade it one time and I'm on it. You know, I've got a win on it. A little over 3,800 bucks. And so I want to, you know, I've got, you know, I feel like I've got it. I'm on it. So I want to see if I can extend those wins with Giggle. I like to swing trade things with a lot of volume. You know, that's what I do now. The market's been scarce, but I know my system. So I use my system when there's the most volume now and the most attention, because why not? You see what I'm saying? So Giggle is the only thing to me that has a lot of volume. And so I've been watching it very closely. Like, I'm very selective of what I trade now the last few weeks. And I'm kind of tight. I missed COAI because I was on it. But again, high risk. Who would know it would have moved like that? And when the market's kind of iffy too. So, hey, I never kick myself when things are like, all right, so what? You know, you missed a couple here and there. No stress, no worries. And look, these are all, I have a whole list of all the memes here for Nyan, what is it? Nyanana. Yellow Pepe got pounded to the downside. I'd love to be a cheerleader, all that stuff, but you know, PUP 2 is all the way back down to kind of close to where it began. There's some craze here with this. It's getting talked about a little bit too, but I'd be careful. So high risk, high reward is the truth, and the risk is high, especially in this market. We're not frothy enough. It would be nicer if we had a little more froth to this market. Well, yeah, Giggle looks interesting to me here. And that red candle bounce could be the way. Wow, back to 110,990 for BTC. It's definitely showing signs of wanting to continue to go lower here to the target. So, again, hasn't taken out the previous lows. It's hanging on, but it's getting closer and closer for sure. Again, we don't have to long until the 1 minute breaks above the 200 moving average. If you're in my system and you know my stuff, then you're chilling, sitting pretty, knowing that we're bearish. You don't have to make a call. You don't have to do a thing. You can either, you know, the short is the probability, but the market's telling you what's happening, right? And you saw me. I went for the one signal we had right here. I took the L like I was supposed to, below the 200, and again, I would have lost way more, right, if I was in denial. Or I went in with no stop loss and had to wait to get liquidated, which a lot of people did. Oh, I'm just going to, you know, I got this. It's Sam's system. I'm just going to go in no stop above the 200. He's always right. Oh, no. I'm just going to get rid of the stop. I'm going to add more margin. Oh, no, you know what? It's going to bounce here. I know it's going to bounce here. I'm going to add more margin. You know, people do this. I'm going to add more margin. Now, someone gets saved and they get out with a win. And they think and they do that a few times. And it's like a smart aleck. Oh, hi, I got you. I got you, market maker. I beat you again. You can't get me. I'm the gingerbread man. And one day they do get you. You're asleep. You're not able to do it at the right time. And you see the wick sniped you out in the middle of the night. And you're like, dang, how did you do it, right? I'd love if this divergence finally kicks in. There's a little bit of bullish divvy here now, finally attempting to hold us down, attempting to double bottom off the 1 minute here. This $110,800 level is tested for a second time, but to me it looks bearish again. I'm looking for more downside here for Bitcoin, unfortunately. If you're watching the channel and just jumped on in, Bitcoin's struggling to hold key levels, struggling to get above the 200 moving average on the 1 minute time frame, which tells you there is likely more downside based on the probability of years of watching these moving averages. Again, I'm not always right. I don't want to say I am, but I'm pretty accurate over time. And so far it's saying more downside for BTC. And we're looking at Monad. That's a new coin that just came out. I actually put out a whole review on it in the trading group. If you want to know more about Monad, jump on in and don't laugh. It's not Gonad. All right. It's Monad. I know. You're 14 years old. I get it. It's okay. So am I. So, I mean, Aptos, Falcon Finance, Enso, people looking at Zcash. Let's take a look at Zcash. Still holding its own. Pretty interesting, right? To see. Again, if Bitcoin continues to dump and Giggle holds a higher low, it's telling you something. So you want to have this. That's why it's good to have this here and have an alert on Giggle. All right. It's just important to do. Okay, moving forward, let's take a look at Zcash. Where the money flow, there's been a lot of attention on Zcash. Again, see how I have it here? If it can bounce and stay inside, or it could roll over. We don't know what's going to happen. Having an idea of in case is important. But see how it came to the 21? That's important. That shows signs of a reversal, or at least some sideways price action. It wicked down too already, which kind of ate up liquidity. And it kind of suffices for a move down. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it could easily roll over here with a lower high and dump if Bitcoin takes a nasty dump. But again, what I do is I watch it. And to me, that's the 12 hours. So you'd have 1, 2, 3, like, you put a plus sign, you hold shift, you go sideways. Look, that's 3 days. So, you tell yourself, I'm going to watch this for 1 to 3 days. You say, what's today? Wednesday? You say, okay, Friday and Saturday morning, if this thing's somewhere in here, maybe I don't trade the weekend, but maybe I watch it until Monday and for an explosion. But maybe it's down here, and then you kind of, you figure out something completely different. The key is I don't have to trade it unless it sits in the pocket in which I wish to trade it in. I set the bird's nest, and I wait for the bird to fly into the nest. Understand? We don't have to chase. We have to set up multiple. So it's interesting. Like, let's look at this. This is a great metaphor. And it might be a little sad, and I love animals. But here's the deal. Other traders are sitting down here with their trading rifle, let's just say, right? This is a guy, horrible picture of a guy. This is his hands, his pants. This is his, And the birds are all flying up here, and he's just trying to shoot at each of them, and sometimes he hits, sometimes he misses, and a lot of firepower everywhere, a lot of brain power all over the place. It just, watching this guy's system, that system, 100 different people using this indicator, that indicator, watching 5 YouTubers all over the place. Okay? Then there's the lifers. All right? And what the lifers are doing, okay, sad to say, but the lifers have gone up to the tree and studied what the bird's nest looked like and what attracts the gains, which are the birds, right? And so what the lifers have done is they've gone up to multiple trees and made fake bird's nest. So perfect to the real thing. And they're sitting everywhere waiting. All right? And we'd spend hours doing this every day. This is the difference between my trading style and a lot of other people's, right? And what happens is we wait for the birds to fly into the nest. When the birds fly into the nest, we take the opportunity of the gain. We take a shot, which is more likely, right? Anyway, we know where it is. The point is, this is kind of my trading style in a nutshell compared to other people. So not only am I using technical analysis, but I'm also using a system that's completely different than most people's system. It's a quantum theory system. It's like I'm drawing in what should happen and waiting for it to happen. If it does not, we do not trade. It's a beautiful way to trade, right? So here is the bird's nest here waiting for us. Will the bird fly into the nest? If it does, we may take the setup. If it does not, then the bird has flown away. It did not come into the nest yet. There's no reason to take the trade, take the shot. So we take a shot if the bird flies into the nest. If the bird does not fly into the nest, we do not take a shot. This is probably the greatest metaphor I've ever used for my trading style. And you never know what day is going to be a great day for your trading style to kind of teach people what you're teaching. That's why I love to teach. I'm in love with teaching. Everything else is just an added product. Like, okay, cool, we leverage trade together, we have fun. Okay, cool, we look at different super chats all day long, and we look at all different coins, and we know about what coins are out. But at the end of the day, I just want to teach people proper ways to trade, proper risk management. Let's go over proper risk management for a second. Something that I teach in the trading group all the time, but I don't think I've ever taught live like I should all the time. Let's go over COAI just because it pumped and it's an easy example at the present moment in time. I'm not saying I nailed this pump, so please don't take it as we did hit this one though. Back here, I did put that out. But let's just say you're going to trade this here. This break above the 200 and the move. So no matter what I do, whether I'm leverage trading or spot trading, my trades are exactly the same. All right, let's go back in time. When I personally get into a trade, I'm looking for a flag above the 200 moving average. The same thing I did today with Bitcoin, but it didn't play out for whatever reason. You know, I'm still upset. I'm like, why didn't you play out? You're supposed to play out, especially on a Wednesday. I went hard on the days you're supposed to go hard on. It wasn't Saturday night. You know, it's funny. And this weekend was when I made all the money on Sunday, which is kind of crazy. All right, so here's the deal. There's the 200 moving average. There's the 21, and we see the flag. How do I get this white line? I draw a wick all the way to the lowest wick, and it tells me the measured move. Okay. Then I go get my long tool, and I put where I would like to enter the trade. I don't know why it's doing that. It doesn't do that usually. It's a bit of a glitch today. So look, and then what I do is I'm looking for a stop loss, preferably at the low or the third. I love the third low of the target of the pattern. So like 1, 2, if that, you know. So the beginning low, and if the beginning low can also be above a 200 moving average, you know. So I'm looking, and again, so if I can put my stop loss below a previous support as resistance, look, resistance, bounce, check, right? Below the last low of the candles, preferably a wick too. And look, I can even go below the wick if, you know, right there, which is 774, and below the 200 moving average while front running a golden cross. I mean, look at all that. That's a check. So that tells me there's likely going to be a move to the upside. I can see the 50 crossing the 200. We're on the 21. And I make sure this is a 3-to-1 risk-reward ratio, right? And it is. It's a perfect 3-to-1. And whether, you know, and I risk 100 for 300, 300 for 900, 400 for, you know, 1200, whatever it is, it has to be 3-to-1. Sometimes it could be 2.85. You know what I mean? 2.5 if it looks very bullish. And, you know, I get in, and sometimes it comes down a little bit. Like the other day it did this, but it never stopped us out. They might clean up the stops down here, but usually they don't go as low as mine, right? Many of my stops never get hit. A lot of people say my stop always gets hit. Well, you're not trading correctly. You got to use the 200 moving average, in my humble opinion. So boom, and again, that played out. Of course, you didn't know it was going to play out as perfectly as it did, but it did, right? Now the point is, if you do this 10 times and you were to trade $100, or, you know, you were to risk 100 for $300, say you lost it 7 times, you lose $700. But if you won it 3 times, you'd win $300. 900 minus 700 is $200. So you'd still be up. You'd make more money than you lost. Yeah. So there you have it. And again, we put COAI in the trading group's radar early. Look at this guy. He says up early in on Aster and COAI. What a morning. Thank you, Crypto Lifer. Like, people made gains on COAI back on 10.8 when we made the call down at $3. It's up basically a 6x now from that area, which is absolutely absurd. Okay? So proper risk management is so key. It's very important. No matter what. And what happens is people do this spot and they do it for a while, and then they start trading leverage and it goes right out the window. I don't understand. You know? And your liquidation may be down here. But even your liquidation, like say I have $5,000 in my account, and I'll make this trade here with $1,200 at 50 left. It'll be a $50,000 trade. Or sometimes maybe $3,000 at 60x lever, and it'll be a $180,000 trade. However it is, right? So say it's you know, I'm using 1,200, and my stop loss is 500 for 15. And then my liquidation for the 1,200 is like down here, you see? So I still don't lose. So I don't even, not only is my position size not my entire account, but my stop loss is also not my position size. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I mean? I don't know. Too many people aren't using proper risk management, and they're not thinking it through. I am meticulous about when and how I get into a trade and why. And, you know, and then if things aren't going well, I just, you know, I halt trading for a day or two. Like this morning, I lost that trade. I'm not sitting there feverishly going after the trade. I'm taking a break. Look, they're toying around with these key levels now. So I'm just, you know, All I know now is we're bearish. Like I told you, we're below the 200. We can't seem to get back above it. Bullish divergence isn't working. Nothing is getting us the move. To me, it's more bearish than bullish. I almost look like this as a head and shoulder pattern. I've been doing a lot of this break the neckline, bring it back up again. I've been seeing this the other way too. You know, they have this weird, they're just doing head and shoulders with this strange dagger movement. Look, maybe at double bottoms too. So they're playing a lot of chop games here in the small time frame. They're playing with the 200 moving average on the dang 30-second now and the 1 minute, you know, be careful. But again, it's more bearish than bullish. That's why I would zoom out to the 4 hour and just stick to what we've been talking about. And it looks like they're going to flood at least to the double bottom at 109. And then if they lose 109, you can see 105 is coming. And BOOKMAP already told us too that there's a bunch more liquidity down below us than above us. And a coincidence? I think not, that we're locked in with BOOKMAP. A lot of times when I've seen that, we have got to move to the downside. As I said, there's still opportunity out here. Look, in the last few days, people have made massive gains on COAI. Insanity, right? You got to be quick in this game. It's not easy. And don't beat yourself up if you missed it. I didn't hit it perfectly either. You see what I'm saying? It's just like one step at a time. You know, the sermon today that I listened to I call it a sermon basically because it is, by Jim Rohn, was talking about weathering the storm and how when we have a consistent game plan in our life and a foundation, we're able to stay calm no matter what happens. We can stay calm no matter what happens. We weather the storm. We make it through the storm no matter what. Like we had this massive liquidation. I stayed calm. We made gains the next few days and continue to push through. All right, I take a little bit of a loss here. I don't get liquidated. It's okay. Look, this looks like it's going to dump and dump a lump. That looks like a head and shoulder pattern right there. If you ask me. Bitcoin. Right, like shoulder, head, right shoulder, comes right down there to 109.4. And it also has like a descending triangle vibe to it. These are bearish. Same exact target. I see a rollover to the downside here. Look out for 109.365 for Bitcoin. Calling that dump right now. And we've been saying it's going to dump since this morning. My update was bearish. But then he showed up and, you know, we got the bump. It was like that lackluster pump to get people excited for no reason. That's why I'd be careful chasing anything today. Let's take a look at the NQ. It looks like all the fun was last night into the morning. NASDAQ as well, drying up a little bit. But as I told you, we would get a pump back to the upside, and so far we did, didn't we? Did we not? Sammy gotcha, baby. And look for this to go sideways and continue. I see the NASDAQ just continuing to pump. And honestly, Bitcoin should follow suit. And that M2 money supply, remember, it's above us and that money flows in. So for whatever reason, they're dumping Bitcoin today while they're kind of somewhat pumping the NASDAQ, right? Or the NASDAQ's a little ahead of BTC. NASDAQ got to the 1 hour 200 moving average. We'll look for the NASDAQ to just go sideways for the next few days as it sets up for a bigger consolidation over time. Just like the S&P, same exact idea. And we called this idea. Remember, everyone said, oh, we're going to dump. I said, no. Look for a bounce back to the upside. I said, they'll hang out down here and grab through liquidity, which they did. Look, up, down, down. And then rip it back up and then slowly build. And it may be smaller. I'm not perfect exactly of how it's going to happen. Or how it's going to happen. But the scale, you know, how it's going to happen, I'm pretty spot on. But the scale is like, you know. But again, you know, just no stress, no fear. They print too much money. You can't print money and have the stock market dump. It doesn't make any sense. You know, the whole world supply, everything would have to be collapsing. The world economy would collapse, right? And we'd have to kind of start over, like the great reset, so to speak. But, which you never know. But right now, I mean, if the way it stays, they have to print money to keep this afloat for the people that are in office. And to do that, money has to flow into assets. And so it only makes sense that this would continue to get pumped in. So they could dump it all they want. But no, there's too many hungry people on the sidelines with nothing else to do. I see so many young kids that don't want to work. They want to trade and they want to be on YouTube. And, you know, everyone wants to trade and be on YouTube now. Kind of sad. I'm a trader on YouTube and everybody wants to be a trader on YouTube. It's like, that's all any kid wants to do now from the age like 14 all the way to 30. What do you want? I want to trade on YouTube now. I want to be a trader on YouTube. It's like, I used to love being something that not everybody was doing. Like I was in crypto trading. Nobody cared. You know, when I started my channel, it was like not the coolest thing to do. It was kind of cool to the niche crypto people. And now it's like worldwide. It's like, I got to find a new niche. You know what I mean? I like being a niche. No, but seriously, it also is flattering to see, though, that many people around the world, like, they don't want to be doctors. They don't want to be lawyers. They don't want to be basketball. They want to be YouTube stars. I want to be a star on YouTube. I want a plaque, a YouTube plaque, you know? They ask kids all the time what they want to be out of high school now. They want to be on YouTube. It's crazy. Right? Number one profession, I think, is what they say is a YouTuber. My daughter's like, she like loves telling her, my dad's a YouTuber. So crazy. I never thought the day that my kids would have a dad as a YouTuber, you know what I mean? And I always think, well, how would I feel if my dad was on YouTube? You know what I'm saying? With this radio voice doing the show. I try to think through my kids' eyes, and it's impossible, right, to see exactly how you look to them from them. It's definitely a different lifestyle than I grew up with. I'll tell you that, right? And may God bless my family and my children and your family and your children too. All the family men out there that are out there every single day pushing forward, doing the best they can for the world, creating a good, proper society. You know, I want to create good women that luckily, luckily will marry wonderful men one day and have beautiful families. Right? I know that's just, that's the end goal of everything. And continue to procreate this beautiful race. The human race, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. You know, I'm mixed with my wife. My wife's Afghan, right? So our kids will have such a different blood in them. But God bless everybody here. Thank you for being here. And look, Bitcoin, collapsing to the downside. The 4 hour is wanting to dump. We looked at all the signs were there. We had a chance today to make it happen. We had to get out that flag. We would have pumped. It would have been a completely different story. Even last night, we had a beautiful flag. They said no both times. They denied access, right? So there you have it. And now look, 110,650. It looks like we are going towards Z target. And don't put it past BOOKMAP also holding us down there with a bunch of big red. 107,750. 105. All the red is down. And this thing's been spot on. The last 3 months, there's been like 2 times where it had red and we didn't go towards it hard. Sometimes it took a week or 2, or maybe 8 or 9 days. Like it wasn't like exactly when, but it happened over time. We did get to the key areas that we were looking for. And you would have to say, you can see, I go over the levels all the time. Our levels are spot on here on the show. Once we lose a key level, we're likely to hit that next zone. And you never know. We could dig in right now and dig deep and get a bounce. You never know. But the first thing that will happen is we'll get above the 30-minute 200, and I'll be the first guy to say, hey, we're above the one. And my system is basically, check this out. Say there was person A, person B, C, D, and E. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 traders. Okay? 5 people. And just, personality less. They're just people. Okay? One of them is my trading style. One of them's the other trading styles in the world, right? And everyone's got a style that tells them something. I believe my style is of all the styles in the world, one of the most highly sensitive. Why? I'm a highly sensitive person. So when I created any system, it's going to be based on very microscopic, intricate ideas, because that's how my brain works, right? My brain is microscopically looking at tiny movements and patterns. When most people see a room, they see a big chunks in the room, right? I see like the little things inside of everything, like kind of like the Matrix. It's kind of crazy. My mind is weird. So anyway, and there might be someone even more sensitive than me. You never know. But I think in the scale of sensitivity, I'm on the high side. So my system, like, look, I'm going to see the 30-second break to 200, and I'm going to see and I know when to look and how to look, and I'll be staring at it, and I'll be hypersensitive to this idea too. So if any system knows when we'll reverse, I believe mine will have a higher probability of most people on the internet. And I could be wrong. Maybe I'm being pompous. And you could say, wow, this guy's so full of himself. I'm just trying to explain how it works, though, because I'm using these really small time frame, intricate movements that then lead into bigger ones. Like we all know, and you'd say, how is this even possible? You'd say, well, if you go through every single move that ever happened in the history of moves, of any asset in the world, we'll clearly see that it started on the small time frame and blended it into the bigger time frame, right? Like you can go to, look, the S&P took this nasty dump. And everybody, was really freaked out. Like, oh my God, like we're going down. Like we took a horrible dump to the downside, right? And I think that was the low there, 65. And you can see we were below the 1 minute 200 moving average. But what happened is we got above the 1 minute, hung out with the 21, and that was kind of how we started to scale. You see? And we may have like rallied around it, but each big rally that happens is you'll see us get above that. Then you'll move forward. Once we get above that, you'll go to like the 5. And you'll say, did we get above the 5 minute 200 moving average after the dump? You can say here, like, here's a dump. We got above the 5 minute. And you say, well, when, and then you can keep watching. So eventually we'll get above the 1 hour 200 moving average. Or to it. What happened is the first thing you'll do is you'll get to the 1 hour. Look, here you cross the 15. And look, this is my signal right here. It's a beautiful flag above the 200. Look, I traded this today again. I'm still flabbergasted. I did not win the trade. It's supposed to go up. Look, that was supposed to happen. You were touching the 21 in a flag above the 200 on the 15 minute. And there's your measured move. It's absolutely amazing, right? If the S&P is still bullish, you can just flag it out here too, and it'll stay with the 21. 21 will curve up, and this thing will continue up. And it is on an uptrend. And you can kind of see, look, shoulder, head, right shoulder. But again, crossing that 200 moving average. And it doesn't matter what asset you're looking at. It happens over and over, time and time, and time again. It's frustrating to new traders because they just can't understand what's happening. I can see it clearly over and over again. Look at this. And like, look at double bottom. Price just double bottom. Which has a 68% chance. That 30-second. Like if someone took that double bottom right now and got in here with a stop below that stop. Bang. Front ran it. So now there's a chance that we could reverse today. You see that? It's so crazy. And I realize you have to be ready and willing to believe what's about to happen every time. This is very difficult for the beginning trader, and it was very difficult for my mind. I had to reprogram my mind to be able to handle this type of price action because otherwise I was going to go nuts. You understand? This used to make me go crazy. I was so full of emotions right now. What do you mean it went up and then it went down? What? I don't know, man. No, what are you talking about? Now I just understand that price action's finding its way. They're poking at liquidity to see how much they can. It's like almost like poking at, there's a bunch of balloons, you're all liquidity. They're seeing which balloon will pop and give them the most back. They keep kind of dipping in here. How many people are going to panic sell their bags to us? How many people are going to give it away? How many times, how low do we have to go to get what we're looking for? They're testing the waters to see what retail will give them over and over again. And so if we stay stone cold and let retail bend in front of us, and we just wait for our time. Look at that beautiful pump back up. Look at that pump back up. Insane. They've been toying 110.8. They think scares the market. 110.6 is scary. They think it's enough to scare everybody. It's kind of funny, right? It's like a faker. Like maybe if we go down to 110.10, they'll all sell to us. And you'd be like, but Sam, you're so bearish. And then you'd watch me open up a long again. Be like, but how, To me, it's based on the moving averages. Look at that. They're back above the 200 now. Now anything could happen. Now I'm looking for my signal yet again. Now I'm like, okay, get above the 200. Make a flag. Bring the 21 over. Stop playing games. But look, here it is again with this. We keep getting resistance by the small time frame 200 moving average. Look at that. It happened on the 30-second. It happened on the 1 minute. Very frustrating day to trade. Very tight price action. And this is what you expect too. Government shutdown, tentative information, tentative news. We don't know if we're going to get the news right. Critical times here for Bitcoin. I love this. Find out what's happening for Bitcoin right now here on the Crypto Lifer Show. 111,250. Only time will tell if we're going to continue to plummet all the way down to 105, or will the bulls fight and push us back to 115 and save the day? Only time will tell here on the Crypto Lifer Show. With your host, Sam Price, the Crypto Lifer, and my gang of Crypto Lifers. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show. Hey, Julie, thank you so much. Hey, Bob. Sue, thank you. Tony, nice to see you here, buddy. So, tomorrow is going to be Thursday. But look, FOM Schmid speaks today at 2:30. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a Schmid about Schmid. No one gives a Schmid about Schmid. No. God bless him, man. I don't want to put anybody down. God bless Mr. Schmidt. Hope he has a wonderful talk tomorrow. Not easy talking in front of people. So, what are we looking at here? FOMC Waller speaks. Waller's bullish. I like him. He says we were behind. I like him. He's more like for the people a little bit, for whatever reason. Business inventory is tentative. So some people speak tomorrow, but that's about it. Nothing crazy. Philly Manufacturing Index and tentative business. And make sure this is correct. Yeah, on the 17th on Friday, nothing. I must have misread. I would have sworn we had some news this week. It was tentative, though. Yeah, nothing here. Empire State Manufacturing Index, 10.7. I mean, that's great. Isn't that bullish? I mean, that's huge. Moran speaks. Nobody cares over here. And let's just see. Yeah, USD at 9 a.m. So just, FOMC members speak. Nothing crazy. Yeah, so the tentative events were subject to delay, revision, or cancellation. So the tentative events were all canceled. Yesterday there was tentative news on the market there, but no mas. So here we are, back above the 21-day moving average. That's how you can tackle the 200 on the 1 minute. But again, resistance by the 200. You see that? Very annoying today. And they've just been toying since that should have just plowed away. But they grabbed up all the liquidity they could down here. Look at them almost making an Adam and Eve again. Look at that. Yeah, you don't have to be right. You don't have to be wrong. You just have to know the probabilities of what you're seeing. That's all. Everyone expects everyone to be awesome. This guy's on point. No. You don't have to be perfect. You just trade what you see. Don't trade what you feel. Your emotions are sparing. And don't trade, I can't wait to show someone this. I can't. That's the devil whispering bragging rights in your ear to make you do something foolish. To get in your head. So then you get, you do something without a stop loss. You do things that you normally wouldn't do. Do not listen to the devil. Say, I'm so happy with a tiny win. That'll lead to bigger gains over time. If I'm humble and I continue to push and chip away, somehow, some way I will win. If I'm a greedy person, I go after every single big gain all the time. I'm going to be like everybody else in the pit who never made it, right? I'm telling you, the people that make it, the people that get ahead, the people that get out of that rat race are the people that kind of just stay at something day in and day out. My buddy watched my life change. He came to visit me recently and he was like, man, I saw you do this. He's like, you were at the beach doing it. You were at home. He's like, you were always playing in these charts, man. He's like, I didn't know what you were doing. Now I understand what you were doing. He's like, and it's been so long now. I've been watching you do this now since I met you, 12, 14 years ago. He's like, now I want to know. I want this knowledge. And now he's getting it more than a lot of people I know. He demo traded his $100,000 account to $115,000, which not many people do. And he's staying on a demo for over a year and a half, just demo trading. And he takes it, when he loses his demo account, he gets really upset. Because then he's like, I can't go to real money until I can really master this. That's how everybody should be trading personally. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but a demo account over and over again to understand a way to trade, a system, a way of life too. You're learning a way of life. People don't understand that. Learn the way of life through demo trading. when to look at it, when are you going to go to sleep, how many times are you going to keep your trades open, what nights are you going to trade, why, what liquidity are you going after, London, Asia, New York? Do you have any idea what I've just said? Do you know anything about time frames? Do you know why we're trading candles when? You know what I mean? There's so much behind trading. Once you understand technical analysis, it's not just TA. Give us the cup and handle, man. Look at the cup and handy here. Show us some love. Let's let the bulls live, baby. Cup and handle to the upside. This is why they call me Sammy Cup and Handy. I was famous for this right here. Sammy Cup and Handy to the upside. All the way to the upside. Every single day here on the channel. Boom, boom, boom. Right? The energy booming to the upside. This channel was out of control. Can we keep the energy up like it used to be? It was out of... No, but I really want to be making sure people are with me here. The people that stuck through and made it through all these liquidations and ups and downs, they're the people that really want to learn. Today was an amazing day. We went over risk management properly. We did a lot of Bitcoin, TA too on the smaller time frames. I lost a trade. It is what it is. Sad to say. I was on a nice little hot streak too, but that's okay. I tell myself, you're not here to win every trade. You're here to figure out how not to lose as much and continue to push forward. And that's, if I do that, I win. At the end of the month, I'm up and I don't stress. 112,177. Oof. And see the rejection by the 200. That's why I do not trade until I didn't take any of these trades, just because I want to see us get above the 200 moving average on the 1 minute. You have to do that. Otherwise, all this is just junk. Chop, 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 chop again. Remember, if I did anything today, it would be to trade the bigger time frame, BTC on the 4-hour time frame, right? I see a bear, I see a head and shoulder pattern. Basically where we were a little bit below the neckline already now. But yeah, and that's just simple. Like I woke up this morning, we looked at this, I did an update to the group. I said, listen, this is what it is. You know, we don't have to sit here for an hour to figure this out. Like I wake up, I see it, that's what's likely gonna happen. Then I watch the moving averages because I know if the 1 minute can get us above the 2 and the 5, then there's a chance that we won't dump. And so I have a kind of like a foolproof plan. And say, but what if you don't if you don't shorten it and you miss this huge dump? You know, that's something that happens to me, and I'm okay. You can't have a system that does every single thing for you, right? In that case, I got the bot running. I got a beautiful bot that will buy more of the bottom and find its way out of these trades no matter what. So I'm not stressed. You know, bring the dump. The bot loves the dumps. Look, head and shoulder here. Lost the neckline for sure. Shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder, dump. This is going to affect everything. Your Aster, I don't care what coin you're in, it's going to affect it. That's why I don't jump into altcoins unless I see Bitcoin's doing well. No reason to do damage to your account for any reason. So I stay in capital like I've been in since the beginning. I did that one swing trade into GIGGLE, and since then I've been wanting to swing trade GIGGLE again at the right time. Like that's my next trade. I kind of have it all sitting in my mind. Just want Bitcoin to stop playing games so I can swing trade GIGGLE at the right, So I kind of stay poised in position for my next big trade and just kind of sit in waiting. No stress. No stress at all. But yeah, I gotta say, I see more bearishness unless we can get back above the 1 minute too. And look, they keep playing with the shorts though. Keep being like, no. No, we're gonna dump it. No, we're not. No, we're gonna dump it. No, we're not. Oh no, we're not. Oh no. We're gonna wiggle it around. They almost had me there. They almost got back above that 1 minute 200 and had me getting into the trade. Let's jump on into the chat. I haven't been into the chat too much today. Let's break it down with each and every one of you and see what you all are saying. Live chat too. You gotta have the live chat. Shout out to Rosario Sorbello. Is it Bitcoin possibly bouncing as well? Yeah, maybe. Shout out to Music Miracles. Ping Pong and Jelly for the giggles. God bless you, man. Money's made on the mergers, not to sell 100%. Blessed with 30% 3-minute candle. Let's get it on. Hey, Get below volume area low and move back to the POC. I like it. Shout out to Paul O'Boyle. Bears in control. Bulls in control. Yeah. Shout out to Armenian friend. Shout out to Marcus. Paper trading is demo trading. Yep. Amen. Trading is where the profits are gained. Psychological awareness is how they are retained. Shout out to Marcus on the live stream. Hope you had a wonderful flight home, man. Thank you for joining me for a beautiful 4 or 5 days there here in beautiful, sunny Florida. We had an amazing couple of days. Oh, man, you made it awesome. Can we look at Bitcoin dominance? Yeah, and I also want to look at ZORA. Could be an inverted head and shoulder here that could save the day. Could be the daily low at 110,592. Could we fight for the daily lows? Honestly, I'm going to use another one there. Let's take a look at ZORA and Zebek Network. They were holding nicely. Can they still continue to do that? Oh, ZORA fell down with BTC, of course. Did it? Oh, no. Came out of the flag nicely in the last few days. Oh, yeah, stayed inside this little... Yeah, so, you know, ZORA's still inside the flag. It's actually making an even bigger consolidation, which means it could have a bigger move up. I got alerts on ZORA. I'm going to continue to watch this puppy. Definitely keep it on the radar. Definitely raise the target there a little bit. Change the pattern slightly. 19. If anything rips, ZORA could be the one. So I'd watch ZORA. I'd watch GIGGLE. I know what to watch. And there might only be like 5 or 6 coins that are hot in the next few days that are worth really paying attention to. I aim to look at whatever's hot. See, I do this every day, so I have to put my focus where I believe there's the most likely scenario of a move. So if I see something, and I do it all based off technical analysis. Keep my ear to the grindstone, look at what's also trending, and wrap that all into a big old knot. All right, ZORA looks interesting to me as it gets tighter inside this little wedge. Oversold on the time frames, getting ready. Let's take a look at the 4-hour. Yeah, stochastics aren't perfect, but it is resetting nicely. ZORA. If Bitcoin can basically find a daily low today and not absolutely implode to 109, 105, then yes. But if Bitcoin, this could dump down. If Bitcoin dumps, this will dump. It'll ruin beautiful setups. That's the thing. Bitcoin will just destroy everything. Sad to say. Look at that. Just not wanting to, look, see how it keeps getting rejected by moving averages? No love. No love. Not even a cup and handle can save the day today. Not even a cup and handle. Not even a semi cup and handy to the upside could take us to Valhalla. Just wasn't going to happen. I mean, look at this ugliness. Back to descending triangle watch, right? Like, looks like they're just chopping it up to see who they can suck into long before they dump it again. Ain't gonna be me, I'll tell you that. My strategy tells me to stay away until I get my model. Oh, crypto, yeah. You're funny, man. Do you see a giant megaphone pattern on the 4-hour chart from July? No, I do not. No, someone asked me about that before. I do not see that. No, that's rubberish. Rubbish. Garbage, rubber garbage. That's rubber garbage. Yeah. This looks bad news, bears, man. Again, we're looking for the 4-hour to dump on us. Remember, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel here. I'm bearish unless the 1 minute could do something for us. And every time we've given it a chance, it hasn't prevailed. No. Like, that's Bear City. Look at that. And again, let me, hold on 1 second. Remove the moving averages. I don't know why I got so many lines here. I don't even need the descending triangle. I just want to make it so clear. I mean, look at that. It's so clear what's likely going to happen. There it is, 007. You saw it? Yeah. So let's see if the hot coins can maintain the Bitcoin dump. And that could create some opportunity. If not, everything's going to take a free fall further to the downside on this wonderful Wednesday, which is usually a great time to trade. Absolutely battering us. The moon believes Bitcoin could be forming a diamond pot and top on the daily. It's about half the diamond right now. Let's take a look at some other ideas for BTC. We'll look at the, the KuCoin chart here on the daily. I see something of the essence. Yeah, it could be beginning a diamond pattern, a reversal diamond. Yeah, but that's so basically would be a head and shoulder. You'll see it would be a head and shoulder pattern, lower lows. We'll lose to 200 in the 4, and then look at 64K. High volume nodes, there's gaps here. We made the first gap. Crazy how quick you make an all-time high. It's like it's not even fast enough to know what's happening, and next thing you know, the market is shift. So I have saw a lot more farming too. BNB's got a lot of farms going. There's a lot more opportunity out there. I just be careful, man. You never know, right? Not your keys, not your crypto. Make sure it's parked in the right place. Get yourself a hardware wallet, please, everybody. Do not leave all your money on exchanges. So yeah, that I definitely could possibly see a diamond there. I see it. A lot harder on the daily and the 2-day chart. I still see it though. You're right. I mean, it's there. You got the whipsaw in the middle. Yeah, you've got the beginnings of a diamond for sure. For sure. Crazy, you could say, did it come in from the top? Is this the diamond? I've seen stuff like this. And the diamond smaller. It came in from the top like this. It's the only thing about the diamond that I've seen in my life. But, and then it breaks on out of crazy, But, I think that's pushing it a little bit. I think you definitely want to kind of go with what you can and touch as many levels. And to me, that's legit. Thank you for throwing that at us. We see that now. Sam, what cold wallet do you recommend? I like the Trezor. I just like Trezor, for BTC, ETH, and stuff like that. I think Trezor is the best. I'm trying other ones out there. I have them, But I like Trezor the best. It's just easy. It's the easiest. You plug it in. It has a touch screen. The other ones, you're like touching all these buttons. You got to grab this. You got to grab that. To me, it's just too much. I've tried them all. Ledger, you're sitting there going, Ledger is just like, I'm not even excited to go look at what I have on Ledger. And then if you don't get the app, you have to log into the app. Then you have to remember the password that you did the app with. But the password could be different on different computers. Like you got to have the app password on one computer and the different on the other. And it's what a mess, man. I never liked the way Ledger did it. It was always a pain to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to download Ledger again and figure it out. Like right now, I don't even know how to get into my Ledger right now. It's been months. But my Trezor, I could just plug it in. All I need to know is, you know what I mean? It's simple, man. So I saw this earlier, called the moon as well. We'll look out for this, yeah. Some alts are holding strong, even with Bitcoin dumping, possibly liquidity grab, and then a pump. I don't try to do that, man. You can do that every day. And is it possibly one of these and then of those? Is one of those and then of these? It's just like, dude, it's a head and shoulder pattern that wants to take you to the downside. I don't know anything else. Let's keep it real simple, bro. We'll come back to, you know what I mean? You play that whole liquidity game. You start writing a book in your head about where and what is happening inside liquidity. And what happens is you get yourself completely missed of the TA. You got to stick to the technical analysis. I talk about this all the time in my trading group. I see people writing straight all these big books and storylines about what's happening. They have no clue what's happening. The whole time they're saying all this, they have no clue what's going on, and they're not watching liquidity at all. So someone says, I lost 50K on Ledger Sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. I don't know how you did it. Yeah, I lost some Monero. Like $6,000 or $12,000 worth of Monero years ago. It's still sitting there in the abyss. And like I couldn't get to it because like I downloaded the whole entire thing and then I tried to link it back and it was through the you know. Sam, what are your thoughts on stable? Can you do some quick TA? I'm going to take a look at all the super chats here first and see what came in on the fan funding. Yesterday you guys were very generous. Oh my, like $500, unbelievable. HGRAF stock, they own 11 patterns. Let's take a look at HGRAF as Bitcoin dumps as we suggested it would. Further to the downside. It is what it is, man. Let's take a look at H, and let's just hope that the awesome setups hold by tonight. And when Bitcoin gets a bounce of some type, we don't, we're able to actually trade it. Is that HGRAF? I mean, this is so bullish. Look at it. It's in an ascending triangle. You could even say it's like breaking out. But then, look, it's in a nice triangle here that broke out. Tight moving averages, you see? I mean, it looks like it's starting its move up to $4.47. It did break out. It would have been nicer to get in right there at 173, on the low stochastics on the tight moving averages. But man, would you look at that, right? That looks beautiful. On the daily, on the 4 hour, it's, I see another leg. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Elliott wave, 1, 2, 3. Up to $4.45. That thing looks beautiful. Really nice. I'm not going long until it breaks the 800 SMA on the 1 minute. Hey, it's good. I think that's a smart move. That's like really, really getting yourself set up for, if you're vibing with the stream so far, press that like button. Bless that like button. God bless the lifers. Let's go. Shout out to Underground Crypto. Thank you. Crypto Jungle, thank you for everything I sent you in English, French, QC, Canadian, on X. God bless you, man. Thank you. I think I'll figure out what that means at one point. And we looked at Bow, right? Or we tried to find it. And gratitude for all you do. Thank you so much. That Blues guy. Shout out to all the lifers and the undergrounders, man. Thank you. That's so nice of you. Good morning, Sam. Can you check Solana? Gordon, shill the coin called bullish. It looks nice. Been watching you since t-shirt and hoodie days. Learned a lot from you. I appreciate you. Shout out to you, man. Thank you. There's a lot of people that come out the woodwork, man. I've been watching this guy for a long time. How dare they counter trade me? I mean, they got me good though, huh? Wow, bird's nest metaphor. Beauty, Sam. You're uplifting. God bless you, man. Thank you. I'm sorry. It was Boss USDT. Thank you for saying that. I knew something was off there. And I tried my hardest to figure it out. MM's love, 8s and 2s. CPI delayed until next week. By the way, I know, right? Isn't that crazy delaying CPI on us? It's that they haven't played enough games with our lives. BAS USDT, he asks. Solana. So it looks like there's only really 2 super chats and the rest is just people being awesome. Talking about being lifers for life and hanging out, which is awesome. Let's take a look at Boss and Solana. Let's take a look at Boss and Solana. Wow, 110,467. Bitcoin collapsing. Can the daily hold the 200 moving average? That's the last line of support. Wow, this thing just absolutely took a move, huh? 5x. What was this? Still in a flag, but you'd have to think. I mean, that's if you chase that. I mean, it's just high risk. Like, and you might dolphin dip and then pump again. It does pump. Measured moves to 18. Wow, it's kind of cup and handily out of control. Again, taking profits would be the smart thing to do, though, after a pump like that. Too early to tell. What a move, though. Wow, from 2 cents to 10 cents, huh? Went to 12 cents, 6x. Out of nowhere. Again, Sol's just going to wait on what Bitcoin does. We have it in the bigger target. Look at that, kind of head and shouldery. Again, they're not making this market look amazing. Like I said, it looks like it's going to kind of hang out. Like Sol might go up and down here literally for the next month. Somewhere till November 2nd, till Halloween, and then we can get a move back to the upside. But I see chop for altcoins for the next 3 weeks. I don't see anything crazy happening. And that's if we're lucky. You know what I mean? That's if everything goes our way and we get the reversal. We might actually slump back down here to 130, 149. I don't have a lot of faith right now in altcoins until Bitcoin can get its ish together. And right now it's not doing so. So you got to play with what the market gives you. And right now the market's giving you smashed potatoes. Not even mashed potatoes, smashed potatoes. All right? I know. It's the weakest joke I've ever made, but it's better than nothing when you're in these types of times. All right? Funny, Unify getting a pump out of nowhere. We used to trade that all the time with Uni. YGG on the radar. Remember YGG? There still seems to be opportunity out here in the altcoin market randomly for whatever reason. But man, a lot of trash out there too. Like just so much junk at this point. Like remember like there's coins from back in the day that are just not even worth looking at. Digibyte and just not complete nonsense, right? Seems to be some strong levels here at 110,000 for Bitcoin though. Keep fighting the bears off on these lows. They try to dump us all the way, but they can't. Look at this bullish divvy now again, but it's just, wow, it's slop. Yeah, I would just stay on that 4-hour time frame. Patiently waiting for the bigger payday. When it moves, it's going to move fast, right? You know, brum. Yeah, so I'll wait for my bullish signals. If I get them, I'll put out a long. If not, we're going down to at least 108 and then testing 105. Remember, we gave you BOOKMAP as well. BOOKMAP suggests that we go lower, somewhere down to $105,000 BTC. It's just kind of what we're looking at here today. Sad to say. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to the channel. Jump on in. I appreciate anybody that subscribes. You're doing an amazing thing for me and my family. God bless everyone that helped us get to 100,000 subscribers and counting, on our way to 250,000 as we continue to move every single day here. No days off. We'll be back tomorrow with another absolutely amazing, awesome, fun-filled, and positive live stream. And hey, look at, we're just fighting through this price action. What happened today? I went long on my signal. The 1 minute got above the 200. It made a beautiful flag. I kind of front ran it a little bit, if you can say, like we didn't get a, I could have waited for this to actually form a nicer flag. I kind of went in on like this move up though. It looked like I had it. And then they dumped me to the downside and took me out of the trade, right? So I went after my signal right here that usually does play out right there. It's rare that they knock me out like that, but that's what happened. It is what it is. Thanks, Sammy. No explanation. God bless you. Do you only trade during the bull run? Will you also continue to trade with a bear market? I'll be trading for all the time. Yeah. Do you only trade during the bull run? Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Noah, for asking 3 times in a row. It was a bull run. It was just a bull. Yeah, you're funny, man. SME CME gap looks like it's filled. Yeah, I don't stress that too as much on that. Let's take a look at Bitcoin on the CME. We haven't looked at that in a while. Any gaps for Bitcoin? There was a little one there that kind of could get a little more filled, but for the most part, it looks like it got filled there by a candle body. Yeah, nothing crazy. That was a Friday move on the dip and then sideways action, so we were okay. We were kind of covered there. Look, there's a gap right there that could take a candle fill, and we're kind of in that zone right now. You could say that's a little bit of a move. Yeah, but nothing crazy. CME looks safe right now. Little gap right there, technically, but not a whole gap, right? You still got wicks on it, so nothing too crazy. I was a bull who got wrecked. Now I'm a bear who shorts every top to the bottom of the bear. Hey, we'll see what happens. One step at a time, mi amigo. You know what I mean? One step at a time. Patience is what pays 99% of the time. If you're making a hasty move or you're running to get into a trade with no plan, it usually means you're going to get rocked. Very rarely will you win when there's no plan behind the trade. What are you doing? Why are you doing it? And how are you doing it? Ask yourself what, how, like, what are you doing? Why are you doing it? And how, right? What, why, and how? You ask those 3 questions every time you get into a trade, please. What, why, and how? Why am I doing this? Because I see this as my signal. I've traded the signal many times. I've backtested it for years. I'm taking the trade. Oh, okay. What are you doing? I'm trading a flag above the 200 when it's touching the 21 because I know, okay. And I'm taking proper risk management and I'm going from here to there. And my stop loss is there. Okay, thank you. It's like you have to answer those questions if you would like to trade. Other than that, you're just a gambler who's throwing money at a market with no plan. I'm sorry to say that's usually not going to get you where you need to be. You're not going to end up out here trading for a living. You're likely going to be like everybody else who used to trade, talked about, oh, when I traded. Or they tell people they're a trader. They show their chart sometimes, but like they got no money. They've never made any money doing it, and they're just completely full of old shoes, you know. And I tell everyone to have a long-term plan. Always have a long-term plan. Very important. To buy gold, you just buy gold ETF. I'm going to the biggest pair when Bitcoin breaks the 50 MA on the weekly. It will be whack. I don't want blocks in my house of gold and silver. I know, right? I did all that. That doesn't work for me either, Jennifer. 100%. And Bookmap also showing signs of a big red down to 105. Remember, which is the exact target of our head and shoulder on that 4-hour time frame. Look at this chop. Look at it. Slow bleed down the entire time we've been live since we lost right here. And we lost the 200 moving average on the 1. Plant fruit trees, great asset. I like that. Yep. Exactly. Hey, you never know. Could be exit liquidity, my man. You might be spot on there. Spinac Productions, yeah. Head and shoulders on almost every altcoin. It's going to follow Bitcoin, so be careful. All right. Hey, you never know. They might spike it right back up. Just be careful, everybody. You don't have to trade every day. You don't have to force it. I have my long-term positions, which are been hard enough to hold, and we go from there. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. I appreciate everybody here. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to the channel. Please hit the like button. I can't wait to see you all again on the next live stream. It'll be absolutely amazing and awesome. And tomorrow could be a whole different day. We could bounce tonight. Everything could be different. You never know. Keep a positive mindset. Stay open-minded and believe that God has produced a beautiful day for you to live. We're going to have a beautiful day. It's already 12 o'clock, man. I've been up since 7 a.m. It's already 5 hours into our 18-hour day, right? Almost a third through. So the day goes by so fast. God bless Master Friend. God bless Jamie and everybody out here in the game. We thank you so much for helping me and being a part. Shout out to Dark Energy, the Golden God, my people. Shout out to Alex ME with the #1 spot today. Underground Crypto's #2. Lift the 99550 with the 350 XPs. Crypto Jimbo, Dat Blues Guy. D-Gen Zuri, Nikki07, Mike Reinhardt, Mad B, and Jennifer Mofit, the top 10 Crypto Weirdo runner-up. And Orhan, Trades, Noha, 777s, Killer Rakan, and these people you see on the screen, Reliable J and Jay Doolin. Shout out to everybody here. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate you all for being awesome and being amazing. I'll see you all on the next live stream. God bless you all. Thank you.